Hello gamers. Today we are here to figure out which Minecraft mobs digs up their own butt. To be honest, I have a few ideas, but no I don't know actually. Anyway, we're gonna go in alphabetical order. Let's start with the alley. Now you see kids, I feel like alley's like a ghost, like a ghost, a phantom thingy similar to the Vex. So technically, by technicality, I don't think it can dig in its own butt because I don't think it has one. But when it was alive, it gives off the feeling that it would dig in its own butt. So you know what? I will say that the alley digs in its own butt. The armadillo, I don't think it's physically capable. Wait, if it rolls up into a ball, it can use its head to dig in its own butt. This one digs in its own butt, twin. Axolotl, man, this guy, does it have a butt? It has to. I think it digs in its butt. The bat, I don't think the bat is able to. Maybe it can. And a real life bat, let me look this up. Real life bat, touch, butt. No, a real life bat cannot touch its butt. It cannot. This one does not dig off its butt. Camel? I don't think camels physically. Okay, any bipedal mob, I'm gonna just cross off as it cannot. So camel, no. Cat, actually I think cat can. I know they like lick they like clean themselves, so maybe it can use like its tongue to dig off its butt. Fish, cod, none of the fishes. I don't think any of the fishes are gonna be able to dig off its butt. The frog, I think if the frog uses its tongue, it can like go behind him and dig up his butt. I think it works. Go squid. And squid, I'll be honest, I don't even think they have butts. So I'm gonna say no. Happy gas? No. Does not have a butt, I think. At least I can't tell. Sheep, no. Skeleton horse, no. Skeleton horse actually doesn't even have booty hole. Okay, I'm ruling out all the skeletons. They don't have booty holes to begin with. Nipper? I think it'd be able to smell up its own butt, but I don't think it's gonna be able to reach. I'm saying this one cannot dig up its own butt. Snow golem? I don't think a snow golem has a butt. Striders? I don't think striders have a butt either. I'm gonna say no. Adpole? No. Turtles? I don't think turtles would be able to reach. I feel like they would dig up their own butts, but they cannot reach. So villagers? Modern traders? I feel like they would do it, but they would do it secretly. When no one is looking, they would unsheath their hands and they'd start digging up their butt. Bee? I don't think it's physically possible. Spider and cave spider. I'm gonna say the same thing as bee. I don't think it's possible they're gonna be able to do that. Drowned? Round. I feel like they would dig up their butts with like the trident or like the fishing rod. Enderman? Enderman definitely dig up their butt. I don't know. Just kind of give off that vibe. Fox? I don't think they can. Bipedal. Goats? Bipedal. No. Iron golems? I think iron golems can dig up their butt. Piglins? Definitely. Both piglins and piglin brutes. Maybe not piglin brute. I feel like piglin brute has more pride. Wolf? Same thing with cats. They like to clean themselves, so I think it could. Zombified piglin? That just comes to the question, does it have a butt? Because it's covered in cloth, so I don't know if it has a butt. It could like be gone for all I know. But if it has a butt, then I'd probably say yes, because it's still just a piglin. It'd probably be like an instinctual thing. If it doesn't have a butt, then no. Blaze has no butt. No. Cannot dig up its booty hole. I'm gonna say no. Breeze, same thing with Blaze, no booty hole. Creaking. Creaking is a little interesting because it's made out of twigs. So would the creaking heart design the creaking to have a butt? I'm gonna say yes. It would dig up. If it has a butt, it would dig up its butt. Reaper? Wait, it doesn't even have arms. Why am I thinking about this? No. Elder Guardian? That's a fish. So no. Endermite? I don't know if endermites have booty holes, so I'm gonna say no. Evoker, Vindicator, Pillager. I'm gonna say they do. I feel like they're, what's the word? Barbaric enough to just do it in public. In public spaces. I feel like they don't care. Maybe the Evoker now. But I feel like everything else, like especially the Pillager, I feel like they would do that. Normal Guardian? Ish, no. Oglin, Bipedal, no. Husk. Honestly, I think all of the zombies would dig up their butt as long as they have one. So I'm gonna say all the zombies, all of them dig up their butts. Magma Cube, I don't think this has a booty hole. I'm gonna say no. Phantom, looking at a Phantom, I don't know where it could even possibly have a booty hole. Ravager is bipedal, no. Chokers, they don't have hands, not to even mention a booty hole, so no. Silverfish, no hands, no. Slime, no booty hole. Vex, I feel like Vex is similar to an LA. I feel like when it was alive, especially a Vex, when it was alive, because it looks like more brutish, it would definitely dig up its butt. Warden, does the Warden have a butthole? I'm gonna say it would dig up its butt. Just looking at it, it's very big, very angry. Yeah, it's gonna dig up its butt. Dig up your butt, twin. Witch, I feel like the witch would, but the witch would do it in its hut. Zoglin is also bipedal and a zombie. Copper Golem, that would dig up its butt. Did it even have a butt? I didn't even ask. Do the golems have butts? I'm gonna say they have butts. Yeah, they have butts. And they would dig up it. I know. Oh, the Ender Dragon, I don't think it has any way to actually dig up its butt, so no. And I think, yeah, that's every Minecraft character based on whether or not they would dig up their butt. I'm not gonna include the stupid education edition mobs, none of the mob vote mobs. I don't care. If it's you anyway, whatever. I'm gonna eat my pizza. Bye. Not bad.